going on? What's happening? What it is. Welcome to the Millennial Masterclass podcast, episode 38.
Whoop, whoop.
That's right. That's right. Don't hate. 38. Talk about it.
You don't got no basketball people?
I was waiting for
Well, you know what's really crazy? 38 is actually one of those interesting numbers where there's really nobody that stands out. I think maybe like in baseball or hockey, I could find somebody, but there's really nobody for 38 that stands out. I do have somebody for 39, so don't worry. But again, we are a podcast where we service all millennial issues. If this is your first time checking us out, if you back, welcome back, my nigga. Good. What's good? What it is.
Welcome back.
I'm Trist. I'm posted up in New York. And you know what? We're going to throw it over to Texas, where it's still hot and shit. So go ahead, get your brag in because, the breeze and set in where we are. So go ahead, talk about it. Come on.
I mean, I'm not even bragging because I want it to be cooler. We're ready for fall here, so I'm not even bragging. But yeah, still in high 80s, low 90s. It's supposed to be really nice this weekend. I think the lowest going to be is 68 or something like that with a high of 85. So that's kind of the little sweet spot. But yeah, I've really just been chilling. I told you I'm hibernating to homecoming, which I still stand by. Might pop out this coming weekend, but it's going to be a quick little pop. So I'm still
that ain't hibernation. That's a break, nigga. That ain't hibernation. That's a break. You didn't took a break. I need to remind you that.
Pop out.
No, they don't. No, they don't. They don't. They don't. They never need to do that.
Pop out, Leslie. They be like, oh, I forgot a little something. Let me go get a little snack.
That's called a bear attack. That's called a bear attack. People get eaten. What are you talking about? No.
You don't know. Have you ever spent time with the bear during hibernation? You don't know if they pop out or not.
Yes,
I know you haven't.
Sean has actually. There are bears native.
I don't know what I be doing.
There are bears in Chester.
No,
yeah,
I didn't.
We do have bears in Chester.
Oh shit, I didn't know that. That's crazy. I mean, there are bears in Chicago, but they're not wild bears. They professional athletes, but they bears.
I mean, I would have put it past it if Sean has spent time with the bear because up there in Maryland, all them zoo animals been running wild and getting away and stuff. So I wouldn't put it past.
Somebody else got away. Who else got away?
It was a zebra and it was another.
A zebra got away.
It was a whole cluster of, I don't know what they call clusters of zebras, but it was news earlier this year that they was running in Maryland.
I think it's just
a herd of zebras. But I didn't want to correct you and be wrong. So
I couldn't think of the word. I couldn't think of the cluster is what came to mind. So I think
it was more than one of them niggas.
She's over here with binoculars. Look at the cluster of zebras over there. Yes, a cluster, certainly. What the?
But they did have zebras that was just running the streets and shit. So
did you ride one?
Nah, I couldn't find one. I was looking.
That's real.
I was definitely looking. But one of my friends who's from Jersey, she said in high school they used to have to do bear scare drills. So how we got to do a little somebody's coming into school to shoot you or the tornado.
Tornado.
Mm-hmm. So they had. Did she go to school in Alaska?
No, she went to school in Jersey.
But bears be in Jersey.
Bears be in Jersey.
I guess so.
Damn.
Next to her school, because she said they had to actually close the school down before because it was a bear outside.
Wow.
That shit is crazy.
That is crazy.
That is fucking
That's
wild.
scary. I don't even know what to do with bears because it's different types of bears and you do different things with each type. So you have to be able to tell which type of bear it is to know.
Oh, wait. Okay. They say if it's a black bear, I was literally just looking this up. I'm glad we're talking about it. They say if it's a black bear, you fight back. If it's a brown bear, you lay down. If it's a polar bear, good night. Because these niggas are savages.
You're supposed to say it so it rhymes. So black fight back, brown lay down. White.
I don't like saying it like that because I feel like white people hear that and be like, black fight back. That's right. These niggas are trying to revolt. I don't know if I like that. But what's crazy about the polar bear though?
What the hell that mean? You think I'm about to square up?
That's what I'm saying.
Put them up.
No, but do you know polar bears are fucking savages? Do you know polar bears will snatch you in the water? Like if you are on an ice raft and you waiting for help, you better hope the polar bear doesn't see you because if he does, that's your ass.
TikTok told me
you're gonna get eaten, for real.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That and black bears come at you too, right?
They do, but you can fight them off because they're not as big as a grizzly bear or a polar bear.
That's what it was. Grizzlies and the polar bears are the most vicious, right? That are
they run fast.
Yes, and they climb trees.
And they big.
Oh, my idea is going out the window.
They climb trees.
This part you don't encounter one, man.
Oh man, maybe you could talk to it. Maybe you could talk to it.
Oh, we should try singing.
Dr. Doolittle. It's over.
Well, okay, so there's this one story about like how a polar bear was crazy, right? So like these guys like were on a boat or whatever. They were in the like we were like I want to say near the Arctic Circle, like around like that area where the bears are. And they were on an
Lake
expedition.
Minnetonka.
I don't know if that's a far enough, but they were somewhere where it was cold and bears are there. Either way, so they're there. Their boat goes down, so they have to end up getting on an ice raft. And the ice raft, is like just a piece of ice that's floating in the sea. So
like Jack from Titanic.
Not a door though, not a door, but a big ass piece of ice. But you have the right idea. So yes, thank you. Exactly. So
visuals.
They're on the ice raft, right? Maybe there's like 4 or 5 of them, right? And they see a polar bear over yonder, and they see it jump in the water, and they're like, "Oh shit!"
Oh no!
It jumps up on another ice raft that's even closer to them. So now these ice rafts are floating in between. So the polar bears swim very well. So that's the other thing too, and they can hold their breath for like maybe like it's like 20 minutes, 40 minutes, like a long time. And so they jump in the water and they don't see him. And then he jumps up and it's another polar bear and it's the same polar bear and it's on another ice raft. Oh. No, it's just one. And it comes and it's closer. And so it's getting slowly closer to them. The next time the polar bear jumped up, it snatched up and took one of the men away and ate him.
Shit, I would have had a heart attack seeing that come closer. Crazy. Like with each. Oh, I would have.
They did. And the people that remained, it told the story, man. It's fucking crazy.
That's crazy. That's so scary.
Shit.
This is the YouTube hole I went down recently.
I see. About bears. You gonna make me go down to YouTube.
You really should. It's fascinating as fuck, man. And then like polar bears are even more aggressive now because like their land has been like shrinking up because the ice caps have been melting and stuff. So like they're hungrier now than they've ever have been. Polar bears are one of like the animals that really will attack humans. They're like one of the first animals to do it. Like the animals that do it, not the first ever, but like the animals that like have the highest rate of it.
They said run up, get done up. They gonna show us.
I mean, hopefully I never even see a polar bear in person, so I don't think I worry about it.
I would love to see a polar bear in person, just like from a ship.
Not after you said that.
From a ship, like it's big. You can't get on the ship. You can't.
Maybe in an aquarium or something. I ain't trying to see one.
So you try to capture it and get caught? Oh hell no!
I'm not capturing anything.
Hell no!
I'm just saying I want to see behind something where I know it's not gonna break through.
I don't need to see him in prison. Like I just feel like that's going to prison and seeing like the inmates on display.
I mean, fair. And I'm not saying that's wrong. It's like the wild to aquarium pipeline. I don't know what they call it, but anyway.
That's real. That's real. But is it time to get this thing started today? Is it time to give the streets what they've been needing? Because they've been yearning for it. They've been pining for it. We got information for them. And we got the lady here that's gonna give it to you. It's time for the bulletin board. Les, take it away.
All right, y'all. So in a She Not Ready update, if y'all remember, not too long ago, we covered the whole Tiffany Haddish.
Should we show the clip? Do we need to show the clip, or will you?
Absolutely, hell not.
No, I can just update y'all. It's real quick.
I'm not interested.
No, he meant the previous clip when I talked about it, not the actual clip.
I'm like, hell no, I don't want to see no little kitty porn or something.
No,
it's really not as crazy as y'all think it is, but I understand.
It is very cringeworthy though. But no, it's just a quick update for y'all. We're not gonna spend much time on it. But y'all remember the lawsuit that Jane Doe, the plaintiff, brought against Aries Spears and Tiffany Haddish? Well, after a month of going through all that legality, they did most of it behind, closed doors type of thing in private. The plaintiff actually dismissed the lawsuit with prejudice notice in federal court. So basically that just means that they dropped the lawsuit. Apparently she settled outside of court with Tiffany Haddish, and she said, quote, "My family and I have known Tiffany Haddish for many years, and we now know that she would never harm my brother or me, or help anyone else to do anything that could harm us. We wish Tiffany the best, and we're glad we can put all of this behind us."
That check was big.
Okay, it was hefty.
We now know.
I don't know that. That's wild. See, and this is the type of shit that gets up. Like, we're just
Tiffany said it was a shakedown from jump, but we're not gonna act like the video wasn't disturbing. But yes, a hefty check.
I just felt like nobody was molested in the video. Like nobody was molested. Like no laws were actually broken in the video. It just didn't hit and it didn't go over well. And now I gotta pay you all this money for some shit that didn't work. Like I just feel
Yeah.
like what other film, like you're not even a big time actor. Like if this is some shit that happened to Forrest Whitaker, okay, I gotta pay you this money. All right, that was you were Forrest Whitaker. But like who the fuck is this kid? I have never seen this
Well,
person
you
in
don't know
my
if
life.
these people gonna try to get a career in acting. They could be Forrest Whitaker before.
Because remember the little boy, they filmed the whole thing for the little boy saying they were going to send it to Nickelodeon and stuff. So he may have been trying to break out and become a kid star and stuff. So we don't know what their future plans are. But
I mean, but they got some coins. So
They
shout
got
out to
some
them.
coins.
Shout out
do
to
y'all,
them.
do y'all think this will affect Tiffany and Aries' career?
No,
Will
they'll
it
be
a bounce
fine.
back?
They'll be fine. Enough people don't know about it.
I feel like people
Uh-oh,
still gonna
so
be talking shit about Tiffany, but then they're gonna let the Aries nigga go because I feel like, and I know Tristan gonna have to argue with me, but I don't really care. The women, when they do something like in the public that is seen as wrong, they are like, we never let that shit go. People still be talking about Chrisette Michelle because she said something about Trump.
Oh, the Donald. No, she
But y'all
performed
gave
at the
Kanye,
inauguration.
y'all gave Kanye a little pass, but we still canceling Chrisette Michelle. Like, come on, man.
I mean,
That's a fair point.
dude,
That's a fair point.
I hear you on that, but I feel like everybody gets canceled. Everybody gets canceled. Everybody's name gets dragged through the mud. That's what I'm saying.
Everybody gets
Like,
canceled, but I feel like
But who stays
women do the
canceled?
same thing. They are
nah,
canceled.
I'll say I think Aries is gonna continue like being on like, lower paying stuff, maybe like comedy shows and stuff like that. Cause he already accepted that like this may end his career. For Tiffany, I saw a clip online where like, how the paparazzi catches them at the airport. So the paparazzi asked, like, what's next for you? What do you plan on doing? She's like, I don't know. All my gigs are canceled. She's like, I don't have a job right now. Everything got canceled because of this. So we'll just have to wait and see. I think it may like take some time, but maybe like towards the end of the year or top of the year, I feel like she will probably be able to bounce back and start booking stuff again. But
I guess for me, it's like it's talent based to some degree. Because it's like, what value are you still adding after now we've canceled? Like Aries has been a comedian for 30 years. He's been doing gigs for 30 years. One of his famous jokes is like, I'm a thousandaire. I'm not a millionaire. I'm a thousandaire. I have access to thousands. So like this is the place that if he wanted to be bigger, he could have been bigger years ago. He just didn't want to do that. Tiffany, on the other hand, wants to be in the public eye and wants to be big, but you're not that good to begin with. So, like, I feel like canceling you is easier than it is to cancel somebody else that has a better skill set. You know what I mean?
I saw
because like Monica Lewinsky, same deal. If the situation had been reversed, no one would know who that fucking dude was, and they would have just said whatever. But the point is that if Monica had been the president, well, then of course you can't cancel her. She's the fucking president. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's about at that point, it's about like who has
power.
Exactly.
Who was trying to cancel? Well, we all canceled Donald Trump. All black people was like, yeah, Barack is still my president.
Yeah, but like we look, ain't nobody in the White House for us. Even when Barack was there, he did all kind of shit he wasn't supposed to be doing, and he promised us that he didn't give us. So I don't know.
I saw an old clip of a Cat Williams interview, and he was saying that like you can't name one Tiffany Haddish joke because
that's one of the funniest interviews.
She hasn't had a comedy special or whatever. She hasn't done like a big stand-up special like all the other comedians.
She did one and it wasn't great.
I ain't never seen it.
There you go, and there you go, and that's the type of shit I'm talking about. But we can move on because we've spent enough time on this.
Right. You're right. Okay, on on to the next one, which I like to call sexual suspension.
I purposely have stopped reading these so that I can get the surprise.
That's what I told you. I told you once I see it in the copy anymore, I just go right past it.
Whoa, on a sexual suspension. Okay. Was that like one of my top 5, top 3?
No, that was a good one.
That is a decent. I don't know about top 5, but it's definitely in there.
It was in there. It was better than the Biggie thing.
We gotta go. Why are you comparing everything to that? Like that is the bar. That's literally the floor.
She was so disappointed in me.
As long as it's over that.
That shit pissed me off.
Okay, that was the floor. So there's only up from there. So fair.
Dude, maybe we do need to get together a little compilation video of all of these. This is good.
I like that. Okay, so as we've all heard by now, the Boston Celtics have suspended coach Ime Udoka.
That is correct. That is how you say.
That's how you say that name.
Ime Udoka. Yes.
All right.
So hard. I didn't know what that said.
So he's been suspended for the upcoming season, all the way up until June 2023, and that's when they'll reevaluate what's really going on. But initially it came out that he had like this intimate relationship with another female staffer within the Celtics organization. But it seems like every day more and more information has come out. Okay, so what they initially said was that Udoka had an intimate relationship with the female member of the staff. And some people were made aware of it back in July, and that's when like they started their inside investigation. The Celtics started the inside investigation. At that time, the leadership was led to believe that both parties said it was a consensual relationship, but now the tune is changing a little bit. Then as if they're saying like the woman is saying no, he made unwanted advances, it wasn't consensual, so that's why it's a little like. And
somebody else trying to get a check, and I hate to do this. I hate to do it.
Listen, what I don't like is that like we're finding out tidbits every single day instead of like getting the full story, because the Celtics are keeping this really under wraps. So it just leads for more like speculation and people like create more lies. Like initially, when they said female staffer, it was like 3 different women, 2 were black, 1 was white, that their like picture was out there. People were accusing them of being the staffer, like no one knew. So it's like you're possibly, ruining someone's life, or like, putting them in an awkward position when they're not even the female staffer. You're just putting their picture out there so people can judge and call them names and this, that, and the third. But the staffer's duties did include booking Udoka's team-related travel, as well as booking travel for his current fiance, Nia Long. They've been together since 2010. They have a 10-year-old son together. She was visible courtside at the playoffs game last year, at the finals game last year. They were together. And like I said, the investigator started back in July. Nia and her son just moved to Boston 2 weeks ago. And this staffer that Ime had the relationship with helped coordinate that move. Mind you, Ime knew that this, mind you, but let me finish. Mind you, Ime knew this investigation was going on and it will eventually come out, but he still allowed Nia to move without telling her about the situation and the investigation going on. She did not find out about this until like a day or two before the rest of the world found out, and it made news. So keep that in mind. I do my research. Yes, I do my research, girl.
That's confirmed though, and that's not like some rhetoric. Okay.
No, it's not hearsay. It's confirmed. Everything I'm telling you, I confirm. I make sure it's from legit sources. We're not doing no gossip here. I have my sources cited. So Udoka, of course, released a statement saying that he wants to apologize to the players, fans, and the entire Celtics organization, and of course his family for letting them down. He said he's sorry for putting the team in this difficult situation, and he accepts the team's decision out of respect for everyone involved, but he'll have no further comment at this time. Now, Nia came out and released a statement since everybody has so much to say, and she just basically said that the outpouring of love and support from family, friends, and the community during this difficult time means so much to me. I ask that my privacy be respected as I process the recent events. Above all, I'm a mother and will continue to focus on my children. So as of right now, the Celtics have an assistant coach, Joe Mazzulla, I believe is how you pronounce it. He'll be taking over for the upcoming season. And I feel like more is going to be revealed. So as I get updated, I'll update y'all. But yeah, that's where we are with it right now.
Wait, how they got when did they get engaged? Because they got a 10-year-old child and they've
been engaged for 4 or 5 years now.
Oh, they was never gonna get married.
Exactly. So this is what I've heard. I can't confirm it because I haven't talked to Nia myself, but apparently Nia said she didn't want to get married. She just wanted to be engaged.
I did read that. Yes, Nia said she didn't want to be married.
Okay,
just wants to be engaged.
Exactly.
That's weird.
But see, what's really funny about this whole thing? So when this all broke out, I was like, damn, this is getting interesting, right? Because there was like whiffs of it, before like all this stuff came down. And then once I started to like paint the picture and I realized like which one it was and the staffer and everything, I was like, oh, I know exactly what happened. I know exactly what happened. Oh, I know.
So
I know what happened. I'm certain of it.
Before you say what happens, let me give more details that have just come out. So she apparently she got caught by her husband through a Ring camera. Apparently she was having a conversation about it and he heard something on the Ring camera, and I heard that he hired a private investigator and that's how they found out. But there's still a lot of like stuff being held on the wraps. So it's like, I don't know, but go ahead. What were we going to say?
So now it wasn't
happened?
consensual and she ain't want it, but she bragging about it on the phone.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. No, but all the reports I've read now have confirmed that. But every report I've seen on it says that it was consensual. So I don't think that's the road they're going to go down. But like in terms of the admonishments from the team and organization, he may not be the coach next season. But but it's crazy because he just took you to the finals. Yeah. And like, you've been wanting a coach to do that, and he finally did what you needed him to do, and then all this happens. So like, it's crazy. It's actually a very interesting situation. But I think what happened is that he got homegirl pregnant. That's what happened. That's why you haven't heard more about this. That's why I feel like they're doing all of this, because when the owner spoke at the press conference, he said, "Oh, it was more than deserved." And so I was like, he got somebody pregnant. That's what this is.
He got that girl pregnant.
With that being said, for sure, Matt Barnes, like the day after all this started coming out, he hopped on Instagram and was basically saying, you know, it's unfair to do this to.
He apologized though. He retracted it.
Let me finish. So day after that, because he was basically on Ime's side, right? Day after that, he hopped on and said, you know, after I posted that, I got a phone call from somebody who knows more about the situation, and they told me what they knew. And he was like, and let me just say, you know, I was wrong. As a man, I can say that. He was like, this is 100 times, you know, deeper than what we know. So if more details come out, y'all understand what I'm saying, but it's not my place to say anything. He's like, because those details may not come out. He's like, but it is 100 times worse than what we think. So that's why I deleted my video the day before. So I don't know how.
When I saw that, that put all the pieces in place.
That too,
yeah, as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, I know what this is. Yeah, y'all was working late nights together. Her schedule was way more available. So I understand how this all took place. I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying I understand how it got to this point. But what I'm saying is, it just seems to me that if we're in this situation and it got this much attention, she's pregnant. There's just no other, like,
I just don't
what are we doing?
Understand. Why would he jeopardize his career like this for something in-house? Like, I don't condone cheating, but if you're going to do it, take it outside. But I get it. Like, you in the same organization, you see this person all the time, whatever, but it just doesn't make sense. You're in this amazing position and you go and squander it. It's just like, I just don't understand. Like, ain't no Nana that good to jeopardize the money and status that
she
you
might
have.
Get that Gawk 9000. You don't know.
Boy, you can get that anywhere. Stop. You can pay for that on the street.
Yeah,
like,
but not that knows my team issues.
Bye. Bye. Talk to one of the players about team issues. I don't know, but it's just like, why would he do this?
Issues about that player. I clearly need to talk to somebody else.
Talk to the assistant coach. I'm so disappointed.
Ime, brother. I'm sorry, brother. I really am. Hopefully, he's gonna get it right next time. Because honestly, I really like Ime Udoka's coaching style. He's a very good coach, excellent coach.
We may not see it ever again. Who knows? He might just be coaching Little League.
Okay, wow. Let's move on. What else is on the docket here?
Okay, I'm calling this one literally Beyond Meat. So y'all should feel this one since y'all ain't eating meat and stuff right now. So, Beyond Meat Chief Operating Officer Doug Ramsey was arrested last Saturday after allegedly biting a man's nose in the Arkansas parking garage following a college football game. So Ramsey, mind you, he's 53 years old, so he knows way better than
he for sure took bath salts. That's what this is. For sure did.
He was charged with terroristic threatening and third-degree battery and booked in the Washington County, Arkansas jail, but he was released the following day. So the altercation happened in a parking garage near the stadium where the University of Arkansas football team plays. Allegedly, Ramsey punched through a back windshield of a Subaru after it made contact with the front tire of Ramsey's car.
He punched the back window of the Subaru out.
That's what it says.
With his hand.
There ain't no way he wasn't on bath salts. I want toxicology report.
So the Subaru owner then got out the car and Ramsey allegedly started punching him and bit his nose, ripping the flesh on the tip of the nose.
God damn.
So the victim and the witness also alleged that Ramsey told the Subaru owner that he would kill him, clearly. So Ramsey has been the operating chief officer of Beyond Meat since December. Before that, he was at Tyson's Food. I don't know, maybe he's frustrated because, you know, Beyond Meat, their stock has been dipping. They used to be worth about like 13.4 billion. And then like, that was like 3 years ago. And now they're only like worth $1. So I don't know. Maybe he's frustrated, thought he would come and turn things around. He's taking that frustration out on the wrong person. Maybe they lost a game and he was mad. I don't know. Sometimes you're already mad at so much stuff in your head, and it be that straw that broke the camel's back. So maybe like him hitting his tire, that's the thing that just set it off. And I'm not excusing it. I don't condone violence. It's just crazy.
I just feel like he's clearly on bath salts, and I just feel like we won't know anything until we get this toxicology report or PCP. That's wild. That's
how
he was tired.
Get hit. Now it's talk shit get bit.
Maybe he was just tired of like the artificial meat, and he was like, "Yo, I gotta go all the way."
Like
cannibalism.
No.
Get a little meat.
No.
Tip.
No cartilage meat was gonna satisfy you.
Just a tip of a whole nother meaning.
I can't condone it.
That's all he wanted. A little taste of the tip,
They are beside themselves with laughter here at the Millennial Masterclass. Loving it.
Get out of breath when you laugh.
I see that.
Nothing comes out, you be like, oh my goodness. Yeah, I think we can conclude he has something in his system though. I'll keep you updated if anything else comes out about this. But my last story of the day, I like to call night chicken.
From non-meat to night chicken.
Threw this one in here for Tristan. So
this story is so frustrating.
Oh, night chicken. I just that shit went way over. Woo.
Night.
Oh my goodness. So there's been this like TikTok trend going around where people are cooking chicken in NyQuil, which is so stupid. But basically,
what people?
Tristan, you are in my mind. I was just about to say, not everybody.
Not everybody doing this shit.
I mean,
one black hand making that chicken.
Not at all.
Not at all. I will say the videos I've seen have been palm colored, but I don't know.
Like, are they just bored? Like, what the fuck is going on with white folks? Like, seriously. Like, I think that should be the name of this story. It should be night white folks. Like, what's going on? Like, what is happening? Seriously.
Night white.
I just need to know. Like, what's going on? Get in touch with your white friends. See what check on them. See what's going on with them. Because this is crazy. This shit's insane.
So
this is
apparently though.
You got to be 18 to buy like fucking crazy glue and markers and shit because y'all make everything a goddamn drug.
I was gonna say when you cook it in the NyQuil, it releases all those not toxic, but all those fumes to where they're like 100% pure, and you ingest that in your nose or whatever. So the FDA was saying like this is dangerous because you could like pass out from that before you even taste the chicken. But apparently this wasn't a thing until the FDA issued a warning saying like, hey, we've kind of seen this a little bit on Twitter or whatever, that some people are cooking chicken and NyQuil. Don't do that. Literally the next day, it became like this whole trend.
So white people are bored.
The FDA said don't do it, and they said,
I'm gonna try it.
Of course.
Hold my beer. Watch this. I'm about to try it. Yeah, and so then it blew up exponentially, like 1,400 times more than what it was before the FDA issued a warning. So they may have shot themselves in foot with this one because people gonna
maybe NyQuil like shares were dipping and they were like, we need people to buy some NyQuil. How can we get people to buy NyQuil? Maybe NyQuil is behind this. Maybe because like I can't think of nothing that just makes sense. Like, and then niggas are pouring. They're pouring the shit back in the bottle once they get done with the NyQuil.
Like it's used grease.
Yes.
NyQuil that's been on raw chicken back in the NyQuil.
Yes.
I tell you, if I went to somebody's house and asked for NyQuil and that shit tastes like raw chicken, I swear on my life we are fighting. Like I'm smacking your mom, your grandmom, I don't care. Whoever knew that it was raw chicken in that thing, like I'm
NyQuil Manila, Sal McQuill.
NyQuil Manila,
Sal McQuill. What the fuck is going on here? Like, I just don't. Please stop this shit.
Maybe that's what old boy had when he got that super strength to punch the window out.
That still sound like bath salts. I don't know. I'm not convinced. No. Talk to your white friends. Talk to the children. Please talk to them. This shit is getting out of hand. Oh my God. I don't get it. I don't understand. Is there anything else? There's got to be something else after all of this. Is that the last thing?
Nah, that's enough. That's good enough. So y'all know I will keep my ear to the street and report back next week. That's all I got for y'all.
Stop it with the Salma Quill. Stop it. What's going on? Welcome back. And today we have a very special show for you. So every once in a while, we like to do a lot of fun topics. We like to have fun, but every once in a while we try to get a little serious, just a little bit serious. And when we want to get a little bit serious, we want to talk about some meaningful issues to millennials. And one of those is just financial sustainability. Like, what does that mean to you? Like, what are the ways to get financially stable and to get financially healthy as you're moving forward? And today we are talking with an expert on the subject, accountant extraordinaire. Everybody give it up for Mr. Justin Stewart. Yes. Welcome to the show.
Pleasure.
So we are going to start with a game. Okay. So today, the game we're going to play is we're going to play Finish the Lyric, right? But the theme of the songs that I'm going to play these are all people that could use an accountant. All of these songs are people that could use an accountant. I'm certain of it. They need the help. Help.
It's going to be a TLC song?
Damn. That's pretty good. And I don't know why I didn't include one from them. But now that you say that, maybe I will. Maybe that'll be like a secret little bonus situation.
It could be Lauren. She had tax issues. Who knows?
I mean, she might be on the list. She actually might be on the list. That's actually a pretty good one.
We're here, twin. We're here. Yeah.
All right, let's get it started.
Yeah, give me 1 second. I
feel a little lucky today, Leslie.
I feel, so just to
this might be my first time or my second win.
So just to key you in here, as the score goes, most times our guests win. But Leslie was on a streak for a little while, so she did won a couple of these games, so she started feeling herself. And then Sean finally won last time, so that's where we are with this right now. But
I'm gonna keep you 100 right now. I'm one of the worst person when it comes to lyrics of songs. I'm that friend. I'm that friend that be in the corner and be like, oh yeah, yeah.
I'm here for.
I'm gonna see what I can do here, though. I can see what I can do.
All right.
What's going to happen is I'm going to play a song. I'm going to play a little bit of the song in the beginning, and then I'm going to go to the part where you're going to stop. And then at some point, I'm going to stop it. The first person to finish 3 lyrics correctly wins this game. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Bitch better have my money.
Bitch better have my money.
Did I get it?
Y'all should know me.
Better have my money.
Bitch better have my money.
What else she say?
There's the lyrics.
Please don't put me on my bluff. Wait, what's the part that you gave us? Say the part you gave us again.
Did you say please don't call me on my bluff?
I did.
Yeah. Okay, I didn't hear her say that.
Then you got the point.
I didn't hear her say that.
If that's
I
what
didn't hear that.
You a liar.
I didn't hear that.
Now you
that.
know that I
Roll
will
the
go back and
tape.
review this tape, and I will retroactively take those points away.
You can do what you got to do.
You can't because
she said that. She said that.
That's fine. 1 point for
I
Les.
don't know if it was my headset or not, but I didn't hear anything either.
It
Might be my headset. Huh?
All right, one for Leslie. One for Leslie.
Y'all think? Do I look like a referee? Look at this,
Yeah, you kind of do.
You
kind of do.
I look like a referee.
You kind of do. But next song, here we go.
Players, put your pinky rings up to the moon.
Pinky, ring them to the moon. What y'all trying to do?
Shit, that was it.
24 karat magic in the air.
Good job, Leslie. Good job. Good job. Good job. Good job. You have 2 right now.
Okay, Leslie.
Y'all know I be knowing my songs.
All right. So now this next one is a little more complicated because we're getting near the end. This person definitely needed an accountant. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been in jail. I really feel that way.
But wait.
You saying that Rihanna need an accountant?
Yeah, why does Rihanna need an accountant?
Because the bitch better have her money. She got a lot of money. Somebody need to count that shit up.
Oh, I thought you meant like in real life. And
I thought these people was broke. That's what I thought was playing.
Well, first off, you need to expand your mind. Think outside the box.
Bad money management.
Think outside the box. Outside the box.
So wouldn't everybody need an accountant?
24 karat magic. He clearly need a bunch of money, and that's the point. Everybody needs an accountant, and that is.
I thought it was because he
and that's the whole point. It's
gold all
not.
in my chain.
Yeah, that was weird. Okay.
I'm thinking too deep into it. Okay.
You really
gotcha.
are. Just it's about money.
I'm like, what's the
Stop thinking
correlation
so deep.
between?
No, Nick,
Okay.
no. Stop thinking so deep. No.
So these just songs about money.
Yes, it
Yeah.
is. Yes, ma'am.
I thought it was about the person and like their money woes that they went through.
All right, let's just start. Leslie.
Okay, go. How'd it go? Hold on.
6 shots. Busting at the bando.
Busting out the bando.
I
I don't know what he said.
Yeah.
Busting out the bendo.
Nobody knows what he said next.
Saying though. I don't know.
We'll try.
Yeah.
We'll try one more point. We'll try one more point in the song. One more point.
He don't know what he says in that song.
Right, he don't know.
I know the words.
Of course you do. You get karaoke every single day. I just went once a week.
I went from rad to riches to a picture with tilt. I went from smart car to a bitch with some smart lips. And that Tiffany made my hip limp. I'm going fishing with these little bitty strip dips.
Little bitty strip dips.
A gun up on my hip clip.
I got a strip dip.
I got a gun up on my hip clip.
We'll move
Is that
on.
something
We'll,
like
we'll,
that?
we'll move on. We'll
Please.
move on. It's fine.
Because
Okay.
he's
We'll
a
move on.
mumble rapper. Like, you don't know what he's saying.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. This is one everybody should get. This is one everybody should get.
No pressure.
I'm gonna start it here so you know what it is.
Like we always do with this time.
And then we're gonna.
I got to
It's a
shine.
shot. Oh, oh.
It feels
Feels
like
like
Miami.
Atlanta.
It feels like.
Feels like in my summertime shy.
Hey,
Throw your hands
throw
up.
your
Ah.
That was
I
Sean.
don't know.
Sean
Yeah,
got that
Leslie
one first.
just piggybacked off my
He
words.
did. So Sean
No,
got that
I
one
didn't.
first.
Yes,
Sean-
you did.
Sean
I be
got that
lying,
one.
but that was you.
I mean, I'm not saying you ain't get it, but I didn't piggyback off of you. I was just recalling the song in my head. That's fine.
I'll admit to it.
Here we go. This is a favorite. Everybody knows this one.
RGF production.
Boys.
1738.
I'm like, hey, what's up? Hello. Sit your pretty
I'm like, hey, what's up?
Hello.
Hello.
Your
Pretty ass just said you
Came
came
in
through
through the
the
door.
Got us something us to roll. Got a sec for us to bring. Got a sec for us to roll.
Good job. Good job. Those are the lyrics. Just want to chill. Got a sack for us to roll. Yes, indeed, sir. Good job.
Ah,
You're on
damn,
the board.
good.
You're on the board.
And we all
Oh,
stopped at the
boy.
same time. It
The
was
fact
mad
that
quiet.
everyone stopped like
Because I knew where to stop it. I know exactly where to stop. I know
It
the words
was
y'all know.
mad quiet.
okay.
Oh, man,
Here we
that's
go.
Hilarious.
Here we go. This is a fun one. Everybody loves this one.
Does everybody love it?
Who don't love this song? Who don't love this song? All right, we're gonna fast forward a little bit.
Shit. When my niggas feel your vest, they ain't gonna pass me shit. You should think about it. Take a second.
You should think about it. Take a second. Matter of fact, you should take a round 3 and think before you fuck with little skateboard
Skateboard
P.
P. Come on, Sean. Come on.
You should take 4B and think before you fuck a little skateboard. P.
Well, you should take 4B, but you got the rest of it. So good job,
We'll give it
Sean.
to him.
You got it. You got it. You're on the board.
Okay, so it's tied 2-2-1. All right,
Yes,
let's
indeed.
go.
Yes, indeed. Okay, this song is going to be geared toward our guest, because you know when they come on the show, we like to try to help you out.
Your
if we can.
correlations don't never make sense.
Wait, quick question for
Oh,
you.
he'll know this song.
Is it Pretty Ricky?
It's definitely
Oh,
not
no,
pretty
that's
much for our guest. For our guest. For our guest.
Ricky.
Oh, Holiday Inn. Well, he like Holiday Inn?
From St. Louis. So St. Louis,
That's
baby.
exactly.
So the dub said it's a hold up. Know what? Roll
You should
up.
know this shit.
Yes, you should. That's why I gave it to you, bro. This was
So
for you.
what's
You
happening?
know this shit. I should know this shit.
I took a chick in the bathroom
Bathroom.
saying,
I said, what's popping? What's popping?
Damn.
no. I took a chick in the bathroom saying, what's popping? You know what's on my mind. Shirts off and panties dropping. Niggas knocking on the door. Come on, y'all. Come on. Come
I
on, that
knew
was
what's
supposed to be
poppin'.
easy. I was supposed to be easy. Y'all supposed to be done with this already.
Something was
I
popping.
haven't listened to that song in forever.
And
I wasn't the biggest Chingy fan. No
You
offense.
should
That's
have done
real.
a
That's
right
real.
No
there.
offense. No offense.
that's okay. That's okay. That's
I would've
okay.
got
I
right
got
there.
one.
Throw
I
some
got
Jaquan
one.
on or something. Man.
Come on, Jaquan. One.
Here we go.
comes
Here it
two,
is.
three, beautiful.
All right. All right. We're gonna
Going
get
and
one
trying
more.
to-
This is for all the points. This is gonna be a
Yeah.
bump. This is going to be this one is worth 3 points. Okay. This is important.
Ooh.
This is worth 3
Winner take all.
All right. So I'm gonna let you know what the song is, and then I'm gonna put it into a part of the song. Now we should all know every part of this song.
Is
I'm
it
certain
international
of it.
plays answer?
No, everybody don't know every part of that song.
Here we go again. Bad Boy South. Ghettoville, USA. Block Entertainment. Yeah. You know, I go by the name Nitty, right? Yeah. I gotta introduce
Do I know all the parts of this song?
right?
Probably. Okay.
I feel like the words will just come to you. It's one of those songs.
My face.
Right now,
Every day.
In my lap on the phone, counting dough.
Hey, I'm telling you.
Was this not the
You gonna do
motorcycle?
the beginning? Counting
Counting
dough.
dough.
If your girl choose, then
Then
do a
do
thing.
thing.
And like a mama, nice ass, nice brain. Everybody
Everybody
love me. I'm so fly.
Every time.
Congratulations,
every
Sean.
time
Sean.
You have won now.
You got
won
it.
this game.
You said you was feeling lucky.
You really did. Thank you all for
You
playing.
shot at
Name
the
That
young
Lyric.
jock. Never thought I would say that.
Happy I got 1 point. That's to be honest with you.
You
I'm gonna take that as
You
a win
on the
today.
board though. You on
You're on
the
the
board.
board.
You know what I'm saying?
Some people don't get on the board, brother. So that's
Hey,
important.
Tristan, you got shut out. I got 1. I don't know what you talking about.
I'm not playing. I'm moderating. I'm moderating now. I can be testing
Everybody
on
got
any
an
one of these
excuse.
songs.
I should pick. Well, I ain't got the whole audio set up, but if I could pick a song, I would try to stump Tristan. But that'll be for another
It
day.
wouldn't happen. It just wouldn't happen. But that's okay.
You never know.
But either way, we're gonna get started. We're gonna jump right in these questions. Thank you so much again for stopping by today and being a guest on the show. And Les, take it away, please.
All right. So since this is like our Money Talks episode where we talk all things money and finance, you being an expertise accountant, we want to know, what does financial literacy mean to you in your own words?
Financial literacy to me, I mean, to be honest, it means a lot of things. It's
Mhm.
literally anything around the financial realm, right? So that's whether that's checking account, savings account, checkbooks, understand what checks are, understand what credit is, understanding what loans are, understanding investments. And actually a big part, what I think of actual true literacy is kind of understanding what you do know about money, and then also understanding that either there's things that you know a little bit about that you need to know more about. And then there's obviously the things that you don't even know shit about.
Right.
You know, what you don't know is what you don't know. I feel like a lot of financial literacy is
Mhm.
that, particularly in the Black community,
Absolutely.
because a lot of things you just aren't taught about or, given information about. So it becomes a lot about figuring out, taking the initiative to learn more.
Mhm.
Whether that, again, learning about all the different types of revenue streams, income, expenses, all that kind of jazz. So it's really a wealth of many things and everything. And again, a big part of that is what you don't know, and having a desire to figure out what that is,
Mhm.
and then learning more about it. I think that's a big thing that has allowed me to grow in life as I've gotten older, kind of connected with different people and had conversations about things that I never had conversations about. So
Mhm.
I think I'd say, like, honestly, the biggest part about it is just having the desire to learn more, and understanding there's a lot that you don't know, and trying to figure out what that is, and then learning more about it.
Gotcha. Well, to that point you just spoke on, did you learn financial literacy in school? Did your parents teach you? Did you have to learn on your own as an adult? Like, where did you first become, I guess, financial literate?
Honestly, my parents definitely did not teach me much about it.
Right. That's real.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it was them by any means. Don't get me wrong. They taught me some basic concepts here and there, but
Yeah.
Like, they didn't teach me anything about a credit card or about, savings account, how much you put
Mhm.
aside and all that kind of jazz. I think my kind of first exposure to it was in high school. We had, I forget the name of the class, but we had some type of class. And then I took an accounting course as well in high
Mhm.
school that kind of gave me a little more introduction to it. But even then, right, it still didn't really teach you like money management,
Right.
what money is, how to grow it, how to save it.
Okay, so then you taking that accounting class in high school, did that kind of like motivate you to become an accountant, or kind of open your eyes to that world?
It definitely opened my eyes to the world, because prior to that, I definitely didn't know shit about accounting, to be honest with you.
That's real.
But I would say kind of how it all kind of transformed I played sports growing up. One of my AAU basketball coaches, he had his own business. And like, I kind of saw the way he was living and kind of things of that sort. And like, we literally used to have like basketball practice at his house. He had like, stuff like that. So,
Okay, coach.
again, I didn't, even at that time, right, I didn't really understand what he did, but I knew he worked in business and like, he had his own company. So how I kind of got more into accounting, I played football in college on a scholarship at Northern Illinois University. When I made that decision to go to NIU, I knew I wanted to go into the business program. And then from there, I kind of looked at the different programs they had within business to kind of understand like, what good programs they had. And kind of based on that research, I realized they had a very good accounting program. And then given the fact that I had taken a couple courses in high school, I kind of gravitated naturally to it, did pretty well in it. I was like, all right, well, I might as well declare to be an accounting major. And then kind of funny enough how it all worked, got a phone call freshman year to our dorm room, which who the fuck calls a dorm room phone?
Right.
We at this point, we had cell phone stuff, right? So got a phone call to the dorm room.
You didn't have a dorm room phone?
My roommate answered the phone, said it was for me. I picked up the phone.
I don't remember having one.
You probably just never used it because we.
I used the shit out of my dorm room phone because I was
I
really did.
But yeah, I got a phone call to the room. It was a guy by the name of Sam Baker, who was one of the guidance counselors in the College of Business. And he had expressed to me like, hey, there's this accounting firm. They're essentially trying to help promote minorities in accounting.
Dope.
You have a good resume from high school. You're a declared accounting major. Like I had met with him maybe once before because again, you're an athlete, periodically. And he was like, yeah, so if you're interested, come by the College of Business. Come by the office, pick up an application. Basically, have to fill out an application, write an essay, and then from there you can kind of determine if you want to go that route. To be honest, I literally had no idea what he was talking about. He had mentioned a public accounting firm. At that point in my life, I didn't even know who they were, the big four who, like no idea what it was. But yeah, long story short, picked up the application, wrote the essay. Then another lady in the accounting department who was almost a liaison between the university and the company. And it was KPMG, which one of the big four accounting firms. She was kind of the liaison between. She had read my essay and was like, this is terrible. Come by my office.
Damn.
She didn't say it just like that, but that's basically what she said.
But she looked out.
Right. Let's make some revisions. Met with her. She asked me about myself. And then ended up, long story short, got accepted to the program. Ended up having an internship the next 2 summers with that firm, with the expectation as long as the internships go well, that I have a full-time job. So it was a very natural gravitation. I filled that out, got accepted. Next year I was working at KPMG doing different stuff.
Nice.
I worked for a few years.
It's funny because I took a accounting class my senior year in high school, and I liked it just fine. I was like, okay, this is cool. And I knew I was going to go into business at Howard. But once I took like accounting 1 and 2 at Howard, I was like, no, this is actually the opposite. I do not like it. Do not recommend. Accounting is not my thing. I hated my accounting finances class. Oh my gosh. No, I was like marketing me all the way. Like, I don't want to do all these numbers, but that's just so funny. But go ahead, Sean.
No, it's very fair. It's actually funny you say that because I actually was, when I went to grad school, because I ended up staying for grad school at Northern, I was a teaching assistant. So I used to teach recitation periods. It was like one of the courses that if you're a business major, you have to take at least like the entry-level accounting course.
Yep.
Then they have recitation. So you like go through homework and like little random projects and stuff like that and give out quizzes. And that's when I realized very quickly that accounting is definitely not for everyone.
Yeah.
Again, we all have different skill sets. If you ask me to like draw some on the table or draw some on a board, it would look like so I 100% get what you're saying there when like it's like this ain't for me.
Nah.
Honestly, one of my first classes, I got a solid D on my first test. So
I got a couple of those.
I wasn't sure if it was for me either initially.
They said D's get degrees. That's what they said.
And did.
I mean, technically D is a passing grade.
On time.
In undergrad, D is a passing grade. It ain't a great passing grade. Did you pass?
But you passed.
As long as I walked across that stage, I was all right with whatever they gave me.
About it.
All right. So I know there's different types of accounting. What type of accounting do you do?
So currently what I do, I work in property accounting. So I'm the director of property accounting for a company called Watson Associates. I oversee the accountants that essentially do the accounting for our properties. So it's a real estate company, primarily multifamily. We have basically like 81 properties across the US, and I manage the account, do the accounting for those properties. Nice. But I guess my background, again, I started at KPMG in audit practice. primarily with a focus in real estate. Did a little bit of public, a little bit of, or like when I say public, like non-profits that I audited. And then I also worked in United Center for a bit. And then from there, I moved out to LA, worked for a company called Kennedy Wilson, where I worked in corporate accounting, SEC reporting, which is kind of more on the, I don't know, technical language side of accounting, where you're taking numbers and then putting, you know, kind of a story behind it, by, you know, putting together a 10K, 10Q and things of that sort.
Okay. Well, hopefully nobody from your job hears this, but the work that you do now, is that like the type of accounting that you're most interested in?
I
I want you to bash the job and they hear this and you be like, oh.
Nah, it's all good. Honestly, I would say I probably like managing people and like developing people more than I would like accounting. But I'm kind of a people person. I think, you know, I like to see people grow and develop and things of that sort. So I get a lot more, I guess, more, you know,
We are so
more enthused with
opposite.
that.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. If you want to help people grow, we're gonna have to talk outside of this because I need some money management things too. We're gonna talk outside of this.
That's funny.
So you know how they say if you're in court, you shouldn't defend yourself, like you shouldn't be your own lawyer.
Right.
Is that kind of the same thing when you think about being in accounting and doing your own taxes?
I would say it probably depends, right? Because at the end of the day, there's various different types of accounting. Like I'm not a tax accountant. So if you like don't get me wrong, I can like do basic taxes, but if you had, you know, a complex profile in terms of like, you know, properties you own, businesses you have, you know, do you work for yourself? You know, do you have businesses across different state lines? Do you work internationally? Things of that sort. Things get very more complicated from that sense. So I think it kind of just depends on, you know, again, depending on the type of accountant you are and what you do, and then like what type of accountant that you need to do what you need to do, right? If you're looking for like a tax specialist to kind of help you on the tax side in terms of like tax savings, as well as like, you know, basically maximizing your wealth. If you do that, you probably can do your own shit, but if you don't, then you definitely should hire somebody, I would say, which is going to be a majority of people.
Do your family, are there ever people in your family that are like, hey, I heard that you're an accountant, can you do my taxes?
100%.
All the time.
All the time.
Family know you do one thing. They like, hey, don't he do accounting? No.
Yeah, but like it's different.
And then the first thing I tell them is I do not do tax accounting.
Let them know. Let them know.
My friends, they're like, oh man, I'm about to start this business. I'm thinking about doing X, Y, and Z, blah, blah, blah. I can do the accounting for you, but in terms of like the tax element of it, no, I'm not the one.
Because you know, with tax accounting, all they want to know is how big of a return you can get them. That's all they're looking for. So you got to be careful with that.
That is true as well.
Right. They're like, you ain't give me enough money.
Get you caught up real quick.
In terms of like private to public, and then like in terms of like where you have like your own like private like firm, like would you do that? Because I seem because you haven't started a firm, so would you start a firm? That's the first thing.
I mean, potentially, but I guess it would depend on, I guess, what type of accounting I was trying to do. Because again, I don't do tax accounting, so right.
That's real.
A lot of times, what most companies really need is a tax accountant to some degree, but then you also need someone that like, you know, kind of understand the basic concepts, right? I have these bills; they need to get paid. I have people that owe me money; I need to make sure I get that. I have payroll. I have you know, staff and employees that I need to make sure they get paid. They have benefits, things of that sort. So I mean, it's a potential at some point down the road, but I would say it's probably not something initially that I'm trying to get into. Nothing like urgently. Because I think essentially if I wanted to do something like that, I think I would want to like go in a partnership with someone who could kind of like, I bring in kind of this expertise to it, and then they kind of bring this other expertise to it. You bring it together, then say, okay, like I could do a company's, you come to me for like consulting of some sort, and like we can knock it all out. Versus where now it's if you came to me and asked me again, if you asked me something about taxes,
Still a no. It's like a still a no.
Then you're gonna be like, what the hell did I hire this guy for?
That's real.
Right.
So do you enjoy being part of the big machine then?
Yeah, to some degree. But I guess one thing that's like kind of what I like about my current job is I'm part of a big machine, but I'm also part of the decision-making processes. Right. So I think that adds an element to it. You know, obviously a lot of times you work for a bigger company, you kind of are just like a number in a sense.
Yeah.
Particularly if you go into public accounting, like you said, he working for the state, or you're working for like a big four public accounting firm. Like people come in and out of those professions just because it's kind of the nature of the job. They're almost designed in that way. So yeah, I would, you know, if your term is like, you know, again, private to public, again, they all have pros and cons to them, to be honest with you. If you could work for a big company and be, you know, near the top, then obviously that's not a bad thing either.
Right.
For it. So then with all that being said, so you've done accounting domestically. Have you ever done anything internationally?
I've not.
Is that on the bucket list? Is that like on the accounting list of things to do? It's like a check, domestic, interest rates, international.
Not necessarily. I have actually thought about moving to Australia at some point. So
like the Gold Coast or where? Melbourne, Sydney? Where are you gonna move in Australia?
Any of it. I dated an Australian girl.
That's real. I understand that. I get that.
Okay.
That's real.
But yeah, I mean, it's not out of the realm, but I mean, a lot of times, a lot of accounting is transferable. Again, it just kind of depends on the type of accounting you're doing, because depending on the type of accounting, you have different rules and regulations depending on jurisdictions, things of that sort. But in a lot of ways, a lot of it's pretty transferable. Once you get on the actual job, it can be very different.
On the job training.
Right. As long as you have a desire to learn, you have a work ethic.
Okay.
It's actually, when you speak on that too, though, in the kind of sense of like private versus public, particularly like public accounting firms, the big four, or even not even big four, but like the mid-sized companies. I would say one of the advantages of that is the fact that they have offices around the world. So if you wanted to transfer, you had a true interest in working in another country or something like that, the opportunity is definitely there. Obviously, they don't just let anyone do that, but if you show you have good merit, you have good reviews and things of that sort, and you have expressed interest, opportunity is definitely there.
Gotcha. All right. Well, what's one thing you wish you knew before becoming an accountant, now that you've done it for like 10 years?
I think a lot of times, even like for myself, and I think people in general, right? Like you're like, oh, you're accounting, like, oh, you like numbers, right?
Right. We assume.
Like you just assume like it's just like all numbers.
Yeah.
And again, when I worked for the company where I was doing SEC reporting, it was like I was literally like writing footnotes. I'm literally writing language and putting together like paragraphs. Basically taking numbers and putting a story to it.
Did y'all put away anybody bad? Like y'all audit somebody crazy? Like it's like, and it was in the news, like y'all can tell us about now?
Tristan.
No, nothing that I worked on, which is probably a good thing, because usually you work on that type of stuff, you're doing a lot of work.
That's a good point.
Too much work. I would say too much work. I would say one thing I wish I knew more about is just like, it's not just the numbers. It's kind of the narrative around the numbers. Because a lot of times, even like what people would ask me most today, like, again, we put out a set financials on a given property, and someone that works in a completely different department that's not an accountant, they look at those numbers. One of the first things they're going to ask you is like, what does this mean? And you have to be able to put behind a narrative behind that, whether it's again in words or whether it's through vocally. So I think that's the biggest thing that I think a lot of accountants don't realize before they go into the profession, that it's not just being able to like calculate things, being good in Excel and like know how to use an accounting software and stuff like that. To actually be able to take those numbers and like put a story to it. Essentially what you end up doing is putting a story to it, and then someone else is going to make a decision based off of that story.
Gotcha.
Like whether we should do X, Y, and Z, should we buy more of this, and then we need to cut back on this. Oh, we've been spending way too much money on marketing, like, because we haven't seen the return. So maybe we should do X, Y, and Z, stuff like that.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. What's one like common question that you get, whether it's from clients or just people who know what your profession is? Is there like one question that you just constantly get asked all the time?
I mean, obviously the one is like, can you do my taxes?
Like I figured.
But that was definitely number one.
Right. That's definitely number one. Like, oh, so you can do my taxes. Like, I mean, I could do them, but I might not give you the most benefit, but I can do it for you. That's probably like the most like
back.
Right. Exactly. That's probably like the most general, and just in terms of like life. In terms of my current job, a lot of times, again, it's just like what does this mean? Or like, why did X, Y, and Z increase so much? Or why did X, Y, and Z decrease so much?
Do you operate in a forensic capacity at all?
I mean, not technically, like I'm not a forensic accountant by any means where I'm like, that's like my sole job. But a lot of times, again, particularly as me being kind of like an overseer of a department, I have to, like, let's say, for example, we have 81 different properties. Obviously, I don't touch all of those properties because it's impossible.
That's a lot of properties.
But after times, someone else from the department's going to come directly to me because they know I run the department and be like, hey, I saw X, Y, and Z, And that in itself, I'm going to have to go and do some investigation. I have to dive into the financials, look into the workbook, and then try to, again, put that narrative around these numbers. Because again, we're all seeing the same numbers. It's just a matter of, can you explain what that means? So I don't technically work as like forensic accountant, but I definitely have to do some kind of work.
Okay. You know what time it is? It is time to go out there. It's time to stretch those arms, wave those legs. It's time to do a little something, something outside. It's time to have some fun. It's time for recess. Sean and Don, take it away.
So today in recess, we are going to talk about Tyler Perry's probably best movie that he's ever put out, A Jasmine's Blues. Did you guys watch that on Netflix?
I watched the shit out of that movie.
You watched the shit out of that movie? What does that mean?
It means that like I was watching it intently because like normally when it's Tyler Perry, you only have to half pay attention. But like I was, come on, he knows better too. Anyway, but I'm gonna tell you right now, sir, this may be the best. I'm looking right in the camera. This may be the best shit you have ever put together. Okay, let me tell you right now. Like I was highly skeptical, especially with like the mezzo singer, because I was like, I don't know how this is gonna go. But he was smooth. Like he could have been Lloyd back in the day. Like
Not
it was
Lloyd.
No, man, it was great. I fucking loved it from start to finish. It was like it wasn't as good as Sylvie's Love, but it was pretty close. Like low key, he may get an Oscar nod for this.
He
like,
needs some awards. He might get an
Oscar nod. I'm serious.
When I first looked at what it was about, I was like, I saw the picture. I'm like, this looked like some Jim Crow era time shit. It's gonna be something sad, black folks. I don't really want to watch.
And you know what?
But that shit is good.
You're not wrong.
It wasn't wrong, but it was good. You know how sometimes you watch those movies and it just makes you mad at the end, like, fuck it.
Oh, you're gonna be mad.
Yeah,
but your heart breaks. But your heart breaks.
Because you're into it, like you're.
But like
because of how it happens.
Specifically, the end is like because you should have figured it out already. You should have figured out the little twist. No, because there's a twist at the end, and you know what I'm talking about, right? Because I don't. Wait a minute. Okay, let's first off start about. We're about to spoil the shit out of this. So if you want to see the Jazzman's Blues, it's on Netflix. Tyler Perry wrote, directed, and produced this. You should check it out. This is a fantastic thing. All right, now we're gonna get into this shit.
For you.
Because Sean, I know you haven't seen. Do you want to cover your ears or something? Because like this, we're about to.
We're gonna spoil the end.
I need to see the last 19 minutes. Okay, go ahead. Tell me when to come back. I'm so bad.
Okay.
What should we?
Anyway, man, it was his fucking son. You knew it was his son. I knew that was his son. I knew. As soon as I saw the baby being born, I was like, "Oh, y'all are fucked up for this." And then wait a minute. So was his grandmother an angel? Because she was way too fucking old to still be alive. Because how was his mama that old?
That's what I said. So when my mom and I were trying to figure out who was the one that delivered the letters, and she said,
Hattie Mae. She said Hattie Mae. She said her name.
I know, but before she said her name, like in the beginning, we didn't pay attention, like we didn't catch her name, so we had to go back and watch it. But
I didn't. I knew it was important. Knew from the moment when she said her name, it was important because they never said a last name.
Right, but listen, when we were trying to figure out at the end who that woman was, we said the same thing. I was like, well, his mom is that old, so how can Bayou's mom still be alive? Like, what if that was a sissy or whatever? That's what we thought it was initially. But then we went back and watched and said Hattie Mae, but still, it didn't make And then I thought Tyler's being funny because white folks age differently than black folks. So,
that's what I assumed he was doing when he did that.
Yeah.
That's what I assumed he was doing. But
I picked up on that because like halfway through when
Sean.
Sorry. I mean, halfway through when they had that, got it in the car, and I realized, okay, that's going to be his son.
Oh, for sure.
I pieced it together. I'm like, the guy in the beginning is going to be that little baby.
Exactly.
I was like, that's what's going to happen or whatever.
Mm-hmm. And because he was a cop too, and I was like, had the motherfucking I was trying to reach out. Y'all can't. If for those of you who are listening to the show and not watching it, Sean right now is trying to text us through the chat right now, is over here like, I'm trying to read y'all lips. First off, she don't know how to read no damn lips. That's the first thing. She don't know how to read no damn lips. But number two, I'm impressed that you tried anyway. Because low key, I'm gonna have to do the same at some point. That's wild. It's wild. What would you give this movie out of 10 though? Because like I was really fucking around with that, and I was like, I don't know exactly what I'm gonna give it out of 10.
It's up there. I would say 8.5, 9.
There were two performances that were shitty. Like there were two performances, like, and and I felt like No, actually, I believed him as a junkie. It was definitely grandiose. Like it was definitely excessive.
Yeah.
But like it fit with the theme at that point. Because you do this is really fucking you up. So like I get it. It was the fucking grandfather. You get away from here. the grandfather.
Man, he
that was
pissed
the
me off so
cheesiest shit.
bad.
That
Oh
was the
my.
cheesiest shit.
This
That
man was
so
the one
cheesy.
molesting her, had the nerve depended on Bayou. And then her mama was something
Oh,
else.
for sure. Her mother was
Between-
evil. Like
I
her
don't know
mother
who
might have
was the
been Frank
bigger-
Underwood. It was crazy.
Listen, I don't know who's the bigger villain, her mama or his brother. Both of them were Bayou's demise. Like they were the reason why he
So do
was
we
killed.
think this was allegorical for the Bible or something? Like, was Bayou Jesus? Because like he never touched another woman, you know, like he might have been 33, his brother turned him in. Like, I'm just saying he was over here. This was homegirl Mary Magdalene. You know what I'm saying? Like, was this like an allegory for the Bible? Did you not pick
I didn't
No?
I didn't go that far, but I mean, I'm picking up what you're putting down. So it could be, you know,
because you know Tyler don't write
Tyler-
nothing. He don't write nothing for real. So like, where did he get this story from? So
apparently he wrote this 24 years ago, and you know he was really deep into the plays and
he
God
said
and stuff.
that. Okay, Sean can come back in now. Sean, come back to us. Come back to us, Sean. Yes, come back to us.
Tag, you're it.
Come back to
I
us.
got in. Remember you used to have play freeze tag and then the person sent you and you unfreeze and then you back in the game?
Tag, you're
Well,
it.
the one thing I will say about this, I know if you have any other thoughts on it, but Tyler, when he gave his interview to Kevin Hart on like Heart to Heart, shout them out, you know, Kevin Hart, go ahead, we love you. He was talking about how his father was really mean to him growing up. He was like, his father was, he said specifically his father was a motherfucker. And he said now they haven't contacted in like maybe 10, 11 years. So when I was watching it initially, I was like, oh, does Tyler Perry feel that he is Bayou? You know, in a sense, like the relationship he had with his father. Because he said he kind of because he said his father was never in to fuck with him because of the arts. You know, so now the only thing he does is kind of provides for his father, you know, like as his mother requests, you know, but he said, but he misses the best part of relationship with him. So, you know,
interesting.
But yeah, so
Question
I was like,
about
there's
that.
layers, man, layers here.
Question about that. So, did like how did Bayou come about, right? Because they have different fathers, right? So was his mom great or
Well,
I
I
couldn't
honestly,
figure that out.
honestly, I think what it was is that I think maybe she had, because the thing is that she's a singing lady, right? She seems like, you know, she has a lot of charm and charisma. I feel like maybe what it was is maybe she was seeing someone else around the same time, and so he doesn't really think that that's his kid. But honestly, he looked more like him than the other kid did.
That's what I said.
So that's why I know that was his kid. He was just a piece of shit. That was all that
But
was.
didn't
I just assumed that he met the mom when she was already because that other brother was the older brother.
That's
He
what I'm
was
saying,
19
older.
and Bayou was 17 at the time.
Exactly.
But no, because when Bayou was trying to get him together, when he was like junked out or whatever, he was putting on his clothes and all that stuff before they went back. He was mumbling all the stuff, and he said, "Yeah, my daddy murdered yours," or something like that. So I think he admitted that like his dad killed Bayou's dad. I was trying to.
I don't think that's what he said.
What did he say? Because I couldn't hear it totally.
No,
but it's
what he was saying was he kept repeating what the father told him. The only thing that he revealed. Did you get to that part already, Sean?
No, but go ahead.
No, never mind.
Just go ahead.
Well, no, because I need clarity.
Because it's important. It's important though. Because to
So
the
Sean,
story.
cover your ears.
Yeah, cover your ears again.
I need clarity on this.
Okay, so when he was talking to him, right, he just kept repeating the same thing the father said. You know, he was like, you know, that ain't your dad. That was my dad. Just because mom loved you more, you know, but my father loved me more than he loved you. He was doing the big brother, I'm better than you thing. He was still arguing with him. That's what he was doing. But what he did confess was that he watched their father, get shot in the head. That's what
after he left. Okay.
Because when he went to find him, because he said, my father taught me everything. He taught me how to shoot the drugs. So that's where he became hooked on heroin. It wasn't in Georgia. It was in Chicago.
Yeah. I knew it after he left. Yeah.
So,
okay, that makes sense now. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah,
come on back.
He should have just left it.
Come on back.
He should have left him on that bed and went back by himself real quick, you know. I mean, at this point, Sean, cover your ears. I'm not gonna say nothing, but all I'm saying is that's the thing that sucks though. When you have such a big heart and care about people, even when they do you wrong, that you're still trying to help them, that could be to your own detriment.
Why I was giving Jesus.
Bayou's detriment.
That's why I kept feeling like he was Jesus. I felt like Bayou was Jesus. Like I really do. Like I felt like, you know, his brother was Judas. Homegirl was Mary Magdalene. You know, all of that stuff. I feel like you're definitely some epitaphs he took from there. You know, a couple storylines. What?
How do you feel about Leanne? I had mixed feelings about Leanne.
First off, Leanne is a dumb bitch. That's the first
She
thing.
was pissing me off.
I was gonna ask y'all, if you had the opportunity to pass, do you think that you would have passed?
Fuck no.
Like, do you think that you
No.
would have
First
wait,
of all,
we black now, like, and we wasn't
wait.
there back then.
But
so I
see,
don't know.
but you know what? Okay. I definitely called Leanne a dumb bitch, and she was, because she definitely was playing with fire, because bitch, you made your decision. But the thing is that her decision was kind of made for her. Like, I just feel like at 17, she wasn't strong enough really to get away from her mother's clutches. Like, she was caught in her mother's web just like everybody else. So like, when you're indoctrinated at that time and all you know is, if you're brown, get down, if you're black, get back, and if you white, you know, be out front and be loved and adored, you might want to do the same. Because homegirl even told her in the kitchen, she was like, you know what, I might have passed if I could, because it's just too hard being black. It's tough being black, especially in the South. Oh my God.
Yeah, because y'all did pretty fast, and I was like, damn, I don't know, because I was thinking about that shit. Like, I mean, that lady was right in the kitchen.
mean,
like, it's really hard being black in the South at that time.
Because the best time to be white would have been in the 60s. You know, that would have been the time. That would have been the awesome time, right before civil rights kicked in. That was the time. I
never want to be white.
That was the time.
I'm just saying,
it's so dangerous.
It wasn't dangerous to be white. How's it dangerous to be white?
To pass as white, because if they find out, you're dead on sight.
No, one of my favorite people in history, Walter White. There was this guy that used to go study lynchings, and he looked so good he could pass. And a lot of the research we have, like along with him and Ida B. Wells and other people, is because of him. Like, they had first account of lynching, so he would pass, and then like they later be like, he was what? They didn't even know. White people didn't even know, but he would go in there and get that information. That's how we have a lot of information.
It's
on
just
lynchings. Crazy.
It's just so funny to me how like Black folks can tell other Black folks.
Oh, we always know. We always know when somebody
the whites can't tell. I'd be like, bro, her mama looked black. Her mama ain't even look like she could pass in my
opinion. Her mama looked like Rosie Perez. That was Rosie Perez.
That's what I'm saying.
Her mama was giving Latina.
Well, that's the thing though. White people
that's how Tegan killed that. They made her look so goddamn old. I don't know her name, but she Tegan and How to Get Away with Murder.
Oh, I didn't mama.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope.
They made her look old as hell.
I feel like I stopped watching How to Get Away with Murder before she hopped on, but like I was looking at her Instagram, I'm like, she looks so young and beautiful. I'm like, no, she played that role.
She
I'm
did
like, this is not the same woman.
Damn, they made her look old as shit.
She set him up twice. I was so happy that made her. She ran and got him out. And she was like, and then as soon as she said what she had to say, like, you would have, honestly, that woman needs an award. Like, she should have been in the Olympics or something as fast as she got over there. Because like, she was over there talking about she said, she saw you whistle, boy, if you don't get in the car. It was crazy. It was fucking crazy.
That moment just happened so fucking fast. I was anxious as shit. Like, please don't come yet.
Yeah, well, no, because I knew she was gonna get there first. Like, I knew she was determined. You saw that look at her eyes.
I thought they was gonna get her because obviously she told him to go.
Well, nah, because the thing is that they wouldn't have known that. Anybody could have spotted them with pitchforks. Because white people are foolish. Why would you come with a bunch of pitchforks to announce your presence? I thought
the same thing.
She worked at the house.
They saw her at the house when all this commotion was going on.
I thought that too. I thought that too, but then I realized they all came with fucking pitchforks in the trunk. Who was gonna miss that? Who was gonna miss that? Anybody black?
White folks would have ran to see it, but not black folks. I thought the same thing, Sean. I'm like, she needs to get gone before they come with the pitchforks.
I thought that too, but it's
otherwise they're gonna know she a snitch.
They don't. Nah.
Like, obviously she the one that told. She was just over there,
and then she went back.
No, but they never saw her. But they didn't see her when they went there. She wasn't there when they got there.
The guy
she was standing right there with the mama.
Knew that she was in the house.
Oh, well, they know that's where she lives. Yeah, so it's fine. And they thought they just left earlier. That one, I was willing to let that one go. That one felt okay, because it was like, because they love us in the subservient role. So like, why did they feel threatened? You know what I mean? Where a good help is hard to find. You know the phrase.
Nah, they would have lynched her ass too.
I don't know, man.
They got to go home with somebody.
They want the person they want. They want the person they want. Like, even think about the Emmett Till story. They didn't take anybody else. They only took Emmett. They could have taken hella people.
I mean, I'm sure there's numerous times where they were just like, you know what? I ain't got that black, but this black will suffice.
I'm sure.
It probably happened, but
it could have.
Yeah.
Shit, they was about to burn down her goddamn house. Don't tell me they wasn't going to.
Oh, well, that's because they were mad and couldn't find them. But then he remembered, I did get money from her. I do get money from her. He was like, well, see, money, man. Money always shuts him up. I love that money.
Ugh.
Oh, that just reminded me when the mailman kept taking her money that he was sending
Oh
back.
yeah, he's a piece of shit. But like
And
my
her
thing
letter.
is this, bro, you had to know they were going to search that mail. You had to know
That's
that.
what I'm saying.
No one,
Like-
like,
And
when
you
they
put your name on it, bro?
exactly. They can find you, nigga.
and-
What the hell's wrong with you?
And in one of the letters, didn't he say, "Are you getting the money I'm sending?" She could have been like, "No, baby, I'm not getting it. Stop sending it."
I don't think she was getting
No,
the
because
letters.
she wasn't getting the letters either. He took the letters as well. Remember, he took everything.
That's right.
All the letters
that's
were
right.
open. Like, if he was smart, he would have sent a blank postcard to her. That would have been the thing to send her.
Mhm.
He would have sent her postcards, and then she could have wrote back
Yeah.
to him and told him where he was, and then they could have figured it out. But like,
Yeah.
and then why would you put your name on it? Why would you just put everybody else's name on it?
Yeah, I don't know. That was weird.
But this is Tyler Perry again. He can only do so much. He gave us what he could.
Did
and
y'all
what he
get a
could-
little
that's it.
Forrest Gump feeling on this drawing? I was like, damn, he a little like she teaching him how to read and shit. I don't know. It was
No, I didn't get Forrest Gump.
I mean, that's not uncommon from
Yeah, that wasn't uncommon at the time. He
That's
wouldn't
what
be
I
able
was
to
thinking
read.
of. I was so glad that's what I thought about.
Janae.
Yeah, now if he was talking,
Jedi.
if he was talking crazy, then I'd have been like, "Oh, this is Forrest Gump." You sure? But no, and he didn't have any impediments. He could run. He was strong. He was strong, man. He could do it. I fuck with it. I'm giving it
Can I-
an 8.9. 8.9. Yes.
Damn. I didn't even finish it, and I'm still gonna give it an 8.5.
That's what I said. 8.5 and 9 around there. So yeah, we both on
That
the
shit
same
was
thing.
good as fuck. That was it was way better than I expected. When I first saw Tyler Perry, I was like, damn. Okay, let's see what this bringing. Wasn't expecting that.
It was really good. So if y'all haven't seen it, definitely check it out because
You
y'all
can
gonna
find
be
it
mad
on
at the end.
Netflix.
Sean gonna be mad when she see it.
You will
Right.
be
As soon
mad.
as we done this, it's exactly what I'm gonna go finish.
Mhm.
But we also got another movie that just came out on the come up.
Yeah.
I started
so,
that one, but we could spoil it. I feel like I already know what happens. So it's
I'm not even gonna get too deep into it. All I would say is that it's on Paramount. My mom and I watched Jazzman Blues first, and then we watched On the Come Up. But basically, it's starring Sanaa Lathan as a mom to a 16-year-old daughter who battle raps, and basically she's just trying to get out the hood, essentially all that stuff. And it's just about her overcoming her situation, her fears, and everything that goes along with that. And Sanaa Lathan actually directed it. So has met the man in it, a few other folks. Rhapsody was the ghostwriter and everything for the battle raps and her song and stuff like that, which is really dope. But it was a really cute movie, really, feel good, kind of underdog type of movie. But it was really good. But I won't spoil it because I think y'all should watch it. It was actually quality, so I won't spoil it. But it's on Paramount.
I'll take a. I was looking at it, and I was like, this is 8 Mile-ish. This is cute. All right, I'll give it some time. Give it some time.
Not 8 Mile.
I mean, the whole honestly, as it was
Minus
starting, I
Makai with
was
the
like,
locks.
this is
The
low
dread.
this is low key 8 Mile, but a family version of 8 Mile, which is fine. And honestly, I'm happy for Sanaa. She doing her thing. Shout out to you, boo, and everybody who worked on that project.
So, first of all, I'm still stuck on Sanaa.
Sanaa,
I'm gonna act
Sanaa.
like that didn't happen.
I was gonna repeat it, but I let it go.
You don't know Sanaa? I know her. She cool, man. She's really cool.
Mm-mm.
She's a really nice lady.
I know Miss Lathan.
No, I don't think I know who that is.
You know Sanaa. She was in Love and Basketball or whatever. She was in something about some hair or whatever. You know Sanaa. You know her.
Oh, real quick, since you just mentioned Love and Basketball, do you know they made a white folks version on Netflix called Love and Baseball?
Goodbye. All right, let's
Of
move
course
on.
they did.
We're moving
because
on. We're moving on.
Why not?
That movie wasn't that great
Why
anyway. So why would you
not?
make another flop? The fuck? Why would you make 2 of those?
Love and Basketball was not a flop, Tristan.
It wasn't great.
Yeah.
Now that we're older, we may have some different takes on it, but it was not a flop. Don't you dare say it flopped.
Let me take
I
a
mean,
look.
Okay. But last but not least, have y'all seen the trailer for that new show that's coming out on Hulu, Reasonable
I have
Doubt?
not. Tell us about it.
So I haven't seen it yet. I'm definitely gonna watch it next after I finish this last movie.
Is it all out where you can binge it, or are they releasing one episode per week type of thing?
One episode per week.
I hate when they do that. This ain't regular TV because it's on Hulu, right?
Mm-hmm.
I hate when Hulu do that. Just give it to us all at one time.
That's
Give me
why I
TV.
wait. That's why I wait.
yeah.
Some things miss on the streams though because of that. I'm like, I'll wait till the end.
You know, Netflix is talking about doing that, getting
But
away
that's like
with
the
binge
only
watching.
reason why we like Netflix. Over Hulu, for real.
Exactly. That's why we keep paying for it. Well, I don't pay for it.
Well, I mean, they give us
that's why we
like
keep paying for it.
they break you off with the circle though. They'll give you like 4 or 5 episodes, and then you watch those 4 or 5, and then because generally as
which
long as
is
there's
fine.
as
And
long
then
as
the
there's
following
6
week,
episodes, I'm good.
That's
I
a
don't
cool
know.
number. I mean, but doing
Netflix
that
might
one
not.
by one shit is. But they
Yeah.
did release 2 episodes and one night. I'm sure they're just gonna do 1 per week now. But it's about a defense attorney in LA. All of them are Black. So
Okay.
I think that's all I gotta say. Y'all need to watch it. Everybody Black.
Shout out to Issa.
Shout out, I'm rooting for everybody Black. That's all I got for today on Recess.
No
I think
doubt.
we're done.
Oh my
I
gosh,
think
that's
we've come to the end
crazy.
of the road.
Well, shout out to our guest again. Thank you so much, Mr. Stewart. I almost called Mr. Stevens. I don't know why. Shout out to actually I do know a Justin Stevens, so there's that too. But whatever. Either way, shout out to Justin.
It's not important.
Oh man, accountant extraordinaire. We really appreciate you, bro. Thank you for stopping by. And before we go, make sure you check us out on Twitter. Check us out on the gram. Check us out on Facebook. Check us out on the Ticking of the Talks. Check us out on Spotify, Apple, all them places. You know what it is. And until the next time, I've been Trent.
It's your girl Liz.
It's Sean the Don.
And even though the party may change, the vibe remains the same.
The vibe remains